Welcome to Bad Gear, the show about the world's most hated audio tools. Merry Christmas! It was the mid-80s and Roland had a problem. The DX7 ruled the synth world, and it took Roland until 1987 to cobble together technology that could compete with Yamaha's FM monster in the shape of LA Synthesis and the D50. Today we are going to talk about the 1985 JX-8P, which was Roland's attempt to create the most DX7-like keyboard possible using conventional subtractive synthesis. This classic synth battleship with the design of a Star Trek The Next Generation bridge control surface had been neglected and despised by many synth aficionados and was among the last old-school analog Roland polys to be available for reasonable prices. However, as the vintage synth market is getting crazier by the minute and Roland recently announced the release of a boutique version, it is about time to arrange a few more. He's clearly running out of real bad gear comment under the Christmas tree.
At the first glance, the Roland JX-8P is ticking all the boxes. Membrane switches, one of these stylish glowing 80s one-line displays and one little fader for editing the synth. Unless you can get your hands on a PG-800 programmer or modern equivalent. In spite of the synth's name, the monotimbral DCO-based engine is only 6-voice polyphonic, 2 oscillators, 1 LFO, a resonant filter, a high pass to tidy up the low end, and the 2 envelopes are more on the chill side. These envelopes can be inverted, and setting the VCA to an organ-style envelope shape frees up envelope 2 for other stuff like modulating pitch. Cross-modulation of the oscillators allows for FME tones and beyond, while the simple chorus is awesome. Portamento, aftertouch, and plenty of velocity routings turn the JX-8P into a very expressive instrument. There's more to the key modes than first meets the eye. Poly has 2 different envelope behavior modes. All 6 voices can be stacked when the synth is set to blinking mono. And unison is nice, especially when using the D-tune parameter hidden in the master tune section. Roland was trying hard to compete with the then new FM overlords by adding presets reminiscent of the DX7, 80s TV show intro pianos, bells, but also trademark analog sounds like delicious strings, squelchy leads, synth brass, and the best soundtrack patch I have heard to date. 32 internal user slots are not much, but patches can be arranged into chains, which certainly comes in handy during a live performance. The rear panel is worthy of a true 80s synth. According to German synth authority Amazona.de, JX-8Ps were still available for around $200 in the mid-zero years, but prices starting at $600 Euro/pound seem to be the new normal. By the way, shopping for an original programmer might be bad for your blood pressure. Thanks to my dear friend Wendy for yet another gem from the collection.
The Roland JX-8P is a classic yet slightly unusual 80s analog synth powerhouse. Is it blasphemous to put it on bad gear?
You have already heard the JX-8P in today's intro tune. This might be my favorite version to date. Will my limited keyboard playing skills do the synth justice?
Okay, the vintage Roland DNA is obvious, but I'm missing the heft that is often associated with synths made out of unobtainium like an OG Jupiter. What is more, it would take me a little longer to find the sweet spots that make the patches sit in a mix effortlessly. While the unison mode is inarguably great, there has been some criticism about the envelopes. I wanna know how much raw bass we can coax out of the JX-8P. I've certainly heard more aggressive bass tones, but that's probably not what you would get one of these synths for. The JX-8P is almost too polite. It doesn't happen often that we have a real analog 80s polysynth on bad gear. Time to celebrate this and Christmas with this Deck the Halls with Disco Balls, Vaporwave, Rick and Roll synth mass carol. The Roland JX-8P is a well-mannered take on the classic 80s polysynth topic. It is easy to use, especially with a hardware programmer, and has a few tricks up its sleeve that make it more versatile than you would expect. Is it the savior that will bring back the 80s in all their glory? Most probably not. While it's great at strings, brass and all kinds of weird stuff, it wouldn't be my first choice for in-your-face sounds. An elegant instrument for a more civilized age, if you will. It is funny how the public perception of the JX-8P changed over time. Released as a piece of seemingly obsolete technology with a cutting-edge user interface, it later turned into a freaky old keyboard no one wanted, only to become a piece of trendy technology with a terrible user interface, then the epitome of a sleeper synth, and now I'm afraid that Espen Kraft will turn into the ghost of a Christmas yet to come and haunt me for the rest of the holidays. Thanks for watching and see you next time! Hey guys, I hope you enjoyed the episode. Feel free to like, subscribe, become a patron and leave a comment what other kind of gear you would like to see and hear on the show. Thanks to all my patrons for supporting the channel and welcome to the monthly Vocoder shoutouts. We're going to start with Tier 4. Thanks for watching, see you next time. Let's give the Alesis Microns Vocoder a try. Tiers 5 and 6. Dante 1981 opted for the Darkstar vocoder. Great choice.
Dante 1981 synthwave.
I really wanna know how the vocoder sounds using the micron as a carrier signal. Again, thank you so much for supporting the channel. See you next year.